Okay, so how do I make a room in a non-standard shape? So I'm going to use a kitchen as the example here. My kitchen is a non-standard shape. So you go to your layout, then you want to add plan. You can start with any of these starting points. It doesn't really matter. Basically, some of these have more corners already added than others. But for this video, I'm going to start with the simplest, so just a plain square, and then manipulate and add to the shape. So our kitchen has a wall of 320 here, and so you can drag the corner into position, and that is kind of the easiest. When your room's a non-standard shape, I really would recommend the most easy thing to do is drag your corners around. And actually, if you have a keyboard as well, when you've selected a corner, you can move that by a centimetre at a time by holding shift and using an arrow key, or if you just use the arrows alone, that moves it by a millimetre. So our wall into the kitchen is 3 meters 20, and then we have a very long run here of 709, and again just nudging with the keyboard there, 709 centimeters there, and then a back wall that is only 236 centimeters. We have this kind of a sloped bit in the middle of the room, or an angled wall, maybe that's a better way to describe it. And this bit of wall up here, so you can see there's a bit of snapping, so when a corner is in line with another one, you'll get that to snap. I don't know why I'm so zoomed out. So that will snap. So our wall is 308 there. And then what we want to do here is I've got a straight wall and then a angled wall there. So if you click on the wall and click add corner, this gives you another kind of control point, or corner as we call them, to shape the room with. So on our straight bit of wall is 306. And yeah, and that's kind of my non-standard kitchen layout. And you can use the corners for all sorts of things. So if you've got an old, we had an old chimney breast when we first moved in, so you could create that with the corners as well, like that. Although it's worth mentioning, you'll kind of find as you play around with your plan what works best for you. For us, because this is a kitchen, this is all one run of units, what I would actually use there for our old chimney breast is, you can search for it, or I'll show you in the category. You can add a obstruction or a pillar. Here we go. So obstruction or half wall or a pillar, or even pipework enclosure or boxing in. And these are items that you can decorate, but actually just you can move them around freely, set to whatever dimensions they are, and then easily see, that's the pillar against the context of the rest of my wall. That's just a little bit hard to imagine without any furniture in it, but yeah, that's what you would do there. But yes, so that's how you would plan a room with an unusual layout.